Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be setting up my monthly budget for May. My name is Rachel and I'm on a journey to become debt-free and financially stable. So let's start with our variable and fixed expenses for the month. Um, all of my variable expenses, they're kind of fixed in my mind because a lot of these amounts don't change from month to month or paycheck to paycheck. The only one that actually changes in this category for right now is my electric bill. So for the month of May, we are going to put aside $300 for groceries. And this is just for me. I live by myself. And so I only buy groceries for myself unless I'm having people over, things like that. But I'll pull from my sinking funds for stuff like that. For home, anything around the home that I need, cleaning products, paper towels, toilet paper, toothpaste, things like that. This is gonna get 40 for the month. Spending and dining out, those both get 50 for the month. I know that probably doesn't seem like a lot, but I don't really go out to eat that much. Occasionally a lunch with some friends from work or things like that. And then for my electric bill, this is actually going to be for it's April's bill, but it's due in May. And I already have the total for this one. That one's going to be $90. So let's see. There's 300 plus 40 plus 50 and the 50 plus the 90. So it's going to be $530 total for the month for my variable expenses. And then for my fixed expenses, these don't change. So my dental insurance is 48 a month. My cell phone is 46 for the month. My internet is 90. Car insurance is 132. I don't know if you saw any of my other videos where I mentioned I used to pay $265 for car insurance. I can't believe I was paying that much. So I'm glad I was able to get this down. My subscriptions for the month. So this includes my iCloud storage. Let me think. YouTube Premium. I don't have any like other streaming apps or Netflix or Hulu or anything. I just watch YouTube. I have a Canva subscription, a Chat GPT subscription, and an X subscription. So those combined are $62. My rent is $13.25, and then I do have student loans. Goodness, it's $290. So let's see, 48, 46 plus 90 plus 132. Whoops. Plus 62. 1325. So 1,993 is the total per month for my fixed expenses. So I guess with both of these combined, it's $2,523. So for sinking funds for the month, I know this sounds like a lot. I will explain kind of why it is so much, but each paycheck I put in right now about $725. So since I'm paid bi-monthly on the 5th and the 20th, I'm planning on putting in $1,450 into my sinking funds. Debt, if you've seen some of my other videos, I am on a debt payoff journey. I'm still on that journey. I have some unexpected dental expenses that I'm prioritizing so I don't put myself into more debt. And so right now for the month of May, possibly for part of June, I'm not sure yet. Debt is, I'm not putting anything towards debt. And the payments aren't going to be late because they're in collections. And so the debt is there, it's not going anywhere. So I will be starting that back up though once I get some of my other dental stuff figured out. So after I figure out my budget for the month, I do break it down per paycheck, so the 5th and the 20th. So my fixed expenses that come out of my first paycheck are my dental, my cell phone, my subscriptions, my iCloud storage, and my YouTube come out of my first check. And my YouTube um, subscription actually went up by like a couple dollars, which is unfortunate. And then my car insurance and my Wi-Fi. So all of these combine. Let's see. Oops. Rental plus cell phone plus subscriptions, insurance, and Wi-Fi. $350 is what comes out for my fixed out of my first paycheck. My variable, so this includes my wallet and my electric bill. So for my wallet, I put $220 in each paycheck plus the 90. So that's 310 in variable expenses. And then my sinking funds, I do half of the 1450, so that's 725. So if we have 310 plus the 350 plus the 725, that's, is that right? Sorry guys, 725 plus 310. 7, that is not, gosh. 1385 the total for my first paycheck. And most of my bills come out of my first paycheck. However, my more expensive bills, like my rent and my student loans, that comes out of my second check. So rent, student loans, and then the subscriptions that come out of my second paycheck are my, let me think now, my Chat GPT and my Canva subscription. And so the rent plus the student loans, 1325 plus my student loans plus the remaining of that subscriptions, I mean. So that comes out to $1,643. The only variable expenses for my second paycheck, since electric was already paid, is my cash wallet. So that's gonna get 220, and then we'll do the 725 again for my sinking funds. So 1643 plus 220 plus 725 is $2,588 out of my second check for these expenses. Once I have my paychecks broken down, I kind of just do a little check-in. Sorry about the noise. I do a check-in. I don't do it weekly. Sometimes I do, but for the most part, it's basically between the pay periods. So from the 5th to the 19th. So it's probably on average, it's, I don't know, between 15 and 18 days. It's just easier for me sometimes to track it that way instead of doing it by week, because I plan out my paychecks for like the bi-weekly period. And so when I do my weekly check-ins, my budget for my first paycheck is 150. Home is 20. Spending and dining out are both 25. So then what I'll do at the end, usually at the end of the pay period, right before I get paid this next time, I'll go through and see what I spent and see what I have remaining, if I have anything remaining. For the most part, groceries is usually gone. It's a pretty tight budget. I might have to adjust this. I don't know about you guys, but always, I don't know why I didn't think to include like drinks, not alcoholic drinks, just like drinks and beverages into this. But I drink a lot of sparkling water, and that eats away at this 150 per paycheck pretty quick. So I don't know, I might have to bump it up just a little bit. But if I do run short for the pay period, I will just grab usually out of my spending envelope because I usually don't, for the most part, I don't spend out of this envelope that much. So if I have to, I'll pull out of the spending um, sinking fund or the dining out, which I know that's not really how you're supposed to do this because you're supposed to be budgeting like for specific categories, but it's kind of just been what's working for me right now. And even if I were to use all of the home spending and dining out on extra groceries, it's still within the amount that I set aside to be spending for that pay period, I guess. I know it's probably a lax way to look at things, but that's kind of how um, it works out best for me. But I'm always open to make changes if it starts to become an issue. So once I have all of this done for the month and for each paycheck, I do cash plan to break down what I will be putting the $725 into as far as my sinking funds go. So my next video will be a cash planning video just to break down and show you guys where I put all that money. If you want to see that, be sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.